Hi guys, today I want to do a quick little video that isn't necessary at this point for you to follow along with, but it may be helpful for some of you in the future. And I know that I've gone through this a number of times with students over Zoom, so I thought it'd be worthwhile just to make a video that you can reference later on if you want to. And if you haven't read Carrie's latest announcement on D2L, please read that because this is directly related to this. In the post, briefly, she says, if you're reporting demographics for the assignments that we've done so far, go ahead and report your demographics for the entire data set. She also puts forth a second option, and this is what we're going to go through today. And this is something that would be useful for you if you're writing an actual manuscript. Is you may only be interested, if you're thinking about this logically, you only want to report the demographics information for those who have answered the questions that create your construct or your two constructs or all your constructs. So if we have a construct, and what we're going to be looking at today, if we have a construct of misogyny and good vibes, these are two constructs you might be familiar with that I created before, and we're writing a study, we're not interested in reporting, and let's say we have a data set of 10,000 people and only 300 people answered the questions that comprise the constructs of good vibes and misogyny. We're not interested in those other 700 people, their ages, their religion, their income, whatever. We're only, because the thrust of our study is about these two constructs we created, we're only interested in reporting the demographics for the participants who answered the questions that make up these two constructs. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to deselect all of the cases that have missing values for the constructs of good vibes and misogyny. We're doing a study on how these two items are related. Are people who are misogynistic, are they more relaxed or are they more stressed out? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to select cases, and that's in the data column here, and we're going to click select cases, and we're going to do this if condition. And by the way, if you go back to the D2L, Carrie lays out a different way to do this. This is just another way, so you can absolutely follow along with hers. This is the way that I do it, and I'm sure there's a number of other ways that you can do it too. And this is just one of the ways to do this. The point is that we want to deselect all of the cases not related to our constructs of interest. So I'm going to go over to this function group and slide down to this handy dandy missing values function group. And you can go through all of these, and they might be useful for you in different circumstances. But for today, we're going to use this. Nope, not that one. We're going to be using this system missing one. I'll try that again. And if we read here, down in this description, it says that it's going to return a 1 or true if the value that we put in this area here is system missing. So we are going to put in our first construct of interest, and it's going to be misogyny. And so this is going to go through every participant's answers, and if there's a system missing for misogyny, it's going to answer true. And this is not the end of the function here, but I do want to show you guys what this actually does if we just left this alone as is. We're going to click continue, and we're going to go to data view, and we're going to see that a ton of these are deselected. And if we sort misogyny, and we can sort it in any direction you want, you can see everything at the top here we don't have data for. We didn't have respondents who answered the questions that made up our construct of misogyny. And all of these are selected, and everything down here where we do have a value for misogyny, it's deselected. So this is actually the opposite of what we want. So we're going to go back to our select cases function, and we're going to do a quick adjustment of what we have, and we're just going to type not. And all this is going to do is change this from a true value to a false value, or a false value to a true value. It's going to reverse the order here. And if we click continue, you will see that we get the opposite of what we had before. Those who did not select, or excuse me, those for who we do not have data in the misogyny construct, they're no longer selected, and it's like they don't exist for our study anymore. So awesome, that's exactly what we wanted, and we just have one more step and we're all the way there. So if we go to select cases and go to if, and we're interested in not only this one construct, we're also interested in our other construct of interest, which is our good vibes construct. So we're going to click and we're going to do not again, system missing, and we're going to throw in the good vibes variable. We'll click continue. We'll click OK. And if we go up here now, we're going to see that, oops, scroll over here to see them next to each other. So now they have to have data for both of these variables to be included in our analysis. So you can see here, we have data for this participants on misogyny, but we don't have data on good vibes. And I don't know if we can easily find the reverse, but again, if they don't have both of them, they're deselected. Here's some opposite cases. We have data for good vibes, but not for misogyny. So now we're only looking at cases who have data for both the good vibes construct and our misogyny construct. And just to see how this plays out when we run descriptives, we're going to go up to descriptives, and I have these already plugged in here. Bring over your two constructs of variable, and I'm just bringing over one demographic variable. It happens to be age, just to see what we get here. I'm going to click OK, and notice that the N value for the misogyny and marital status is 1200,285. Wow, that's... Oh, okay. I'm sorry. We're going to try that one more time. We are not interested in marital status. We are interested in chilling with good vibes, and we're interested in misogyny, and we're going to throw in age as well. And we'll click OK. Okay, here's what we want. We see that our N value for chilling with good vibes and misogyny is 12,285. Now this is going to be our big N when we're reporting. This is everything, every variable that we have in here. If we run descriptives, it's going to be 1200,285 or less. That encompasses all of the participants who answer those two variables. Now, if we ran age, which we probably would, you can see we have 1200,257, which is slightly less than our 1200,285. So this, we would probably report the small n when we're reporting age. And our big N, which we'd put maybe at the top of the table or at the bottom of the table, and in our actual results section, big N, 1200,285. And again, this is not something that you have to do for this assignment, but it's something handy to know for the future.